Hi, this is Mike Farley. I am a designer. My website is farleydesign.net, and I specialize in taking the outdoor environment and making it a lot more usable for the family. My specialty is swimming pools, and along with that becomes all forms of outdoor living, and we're going to go explore one of those today. There's a store that I work with a lot, it's one of my clients' favorites, and we're going to go get this information. They may give us some really good tips on how to use it, as well as they may show us how to make some really awesome things to eat. So let's go and see what we can find out and enjoy it and try it at your house and have fun with it. We're in Southlake, Texas, my client's favorite place to go, BBQ Outfitters. So you light the egg first and then you come back and prep your food?
Depending on what I'm cooking. The pork chops are going to be the last thing to go on, but I'm going to go ahead and season them so they can start receiving the flavors of this marinade, the spices. And then we'll... Okay, now we want to take the egg and set it up to do some direct cooking. Which means I need to take the plate setter out, which is hot. Don't ever do this without gloves. As you can see how much charcoal we have left. We're going to bring the egg up to about 500 degrees to sear some thick pork chops, and then we'll turn them down and let them cook at about 275, 300 for about another 30 minutes. We'll have a nice smoky flavor on there.
So what flavor?
Little
Where's
maple
that?
chunk for some smoke flavor.
So is the charcoal oak based?
Charcoal, the Ozark oak is all oak based. It is the #1 rated charcoal. And believe it or not, there is a charcoal rating system on the Naked Whiz.
Of course.
And it has been rated #1, #2 for 15 years.
Wow.
That's why it's the only charcoal we carry in our store.
And where are we cooking today?
We are cooking at BBQ Outfitters.
And what's the address?
2366 East State Highway 114. Every Saturday we cook out here and have samples coming off between 12:30 and 1:30.
And that's in Southlake?
In Southlake, Texas.
Cool.
Well, it's already moving up to 275.
Okay.
And we're going to let this get up to 500. And then we'll sear our pork chops for a couple minutes on either side. And then we'll turn it down.
So what temperature range does an egg have?
You can cook from 200 degrees up to 700 degrees. It will get hotter, but it's just there isn't anything you really need to cook any hotter than 700 degrees. We're already at 350. That's how quick this will adjust temperature.
Wow. So you
with good charcoal.
with good charcoal, and you're just allowing a lot of oxygen to
A lot of
this.
oxygen.
Okay. So we're already at 475 degrees. Let's see, pushing 500. So this was the charcoal that they were talking about, the Ozark oak, natural lump, hardwood charcoal, ranked #1 by Wiz.
Got some nice thick cut pork chops. In this pan we just seasoned it with maple walnut bread, which is going to give it a nice sweet flavor. And on these two pork chops we did a Mojave garlic, which is going to give you more of a regular steak type of flavor. And our egg has jumped up to 575. Whenever it's at that temperature, you always want to give it a burn, so you don't get heat coming right out at the back of your hand. Lift it completely. Got good flames going on there. Don't know if you can hear the sear. Okay. Close that lid. Keep Flip it open, pull out our timer for 2 minutes. Now this is actually, that flame is what's searing the meat.
Right.
If you had it on a griddle top, that griddle top would do it, but the flame is going to caramelize the outside and keep all the moisture on the inside.
Is that similar with a steak?
Same as a steak. We're just going to do it a little less time at a lower temperature and then reduce that temperature so we can let that pork cook all the way through.
Eat an egg, you'll never use anything else.
See that nice sear? Now what that does is it locks your juices in.
Yeah.
And the flame is what's giving you that sear.
Right.
Close it down. We're going to do another 2 minutes.
Did you use any flavored blunt coat in this?
I just used the regular charcoal. And then I added the maple chunks when I put the pork on.
Okay.
I did not use that for the cake.
And how many chunks did you use in the
I just used one because it's not going to be on there long enough to make a difference. Okay, now what I'm going to do is reduce my temperature by really
barely, the holes are barely open.
And this one down here.
Just barely
I'm
open.
going to give it another little burp just to let some heat escape.
Right. And then let's see how long it takes to get down to, what are you
It
trying
takes
to
a
get
little
to?
bit to go down. I want it to get down to, 350, 400. But in about 15 minutes, I'm going to check it and see if I just need to turn it over.
Yeah.
Normally, I don't turn them over, but at home I'm usually cooking
A lot thicker.
a lot thicker pork chop.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get it too done on one side. Temperature. And I'm going to say 450 or up, and you're reducing airflow. You always want to make sure you burp it, because you could get some heat or a little flashback coming before you get it.
Okay. Before you open the
It protects the back of your ham. I have singed a little hair here.
Have you?
On it once or twice.
That's not good.
Funny you call it
See, it's already
burping
down.
it.
It's already down to
Yeah, it's
450.
going. Once it, it's not bad. It's pretty quick.
That's why the large is such a popular unit, because in the extra large it takes a lot longer to bring that temperature back up or to bring it back down. Because it's just a much bigger area.
Right.
Ah, look at all that juice. Don't you wish you could have a pork chop like that?
Oh yeah.
You will. Okay. I think I'm just going to give it another 10 minutes. So those aren't quite as thick as I usually cook. Oh, look at the beautiful pork chops. I'm going to keep them separate. These were my Mojave garlic and maple walnut. Look how tender they are. You can tell by the feel.
So what do you, maintenance-wise, we still got a lot of charcoal in there, so...
For next week.
Okay.
Now, before I turn it off, I'm going to go ahead and spread my cooking grid.
Okay.
And as this is cooling down, all of that will cook off in the charcoal.
Okay.
So I have no mess in my egg. Close it. Close the temperature at the bottom. They call this the rain cap, or I call it the off button. The egg is now turned off.
So you don't have to clean ash out of it every time?
No. Maybe every 4 to 6 cookings you clean out the bottom so that you don't have any ash interfering with the airflow.
Okay. So it's just about keeping the airflow open.
Right. And I'll stir that charcoal down next week to make sure all the ash is falling through, so I'm not clogging the holes that are in the top of the charcoal grid.